on my life, I'm back. So we've got a few clips for you as always in today's video, but first of all I just wanted to take you into Hoytzer and Jubber's garden here, because it's been very quiet here over the last couple of weeks because Michael's been away on holiday. You may remember that Tony came in and did all the concrete on the flooring there, and I'm pleased to say that Michael is going to be back next week to get started on getting it all built. But it's not completely quiet in here today because we've got Neil, our waller that you may remember, who built Jamie's wall and has done numerous repairs for us on all these beautiful stone walls around the farm over the years. He's working on repairing this bit of wall down the bottom, and he's starting with an enormous stone at the bottom of this wall, which I think I'm going to have to go and give him a hand with.
I'm trying to push this one round, but it's caught on something that's very deep here.
That's not an easy job. That's a massive rock.
Right, now then, let's have a think about this. Definitely a lot.
What do you reckon that weighs?
I couldn't say. What we need to do is lift up the back and then push the front, because I think it's now not catching on. This is a hole under here, which is good.
Which is that rock that you took out here.
But again, still what's happening, ideally the back needs to be lifted up and then it needs to be pushed. But what we're trying to do at the moment is see if we can get it so we can lift the back. But I want to get it in place first. See what I mean? It's just when you use the bar,
it's just tipping.
Tipping up.
And it wouldn't help if I was round the back of it, or
it might. This is what I'm thinking about, doing it like that. The thing is here, if we don't quite get this right, we might just find ourselves exactly back where we started.
day, and he's going to come back and finish this on Friday or Sunday, but he's made a cracking start on it. But how beautiful and neat is that? And eventually this will all be beautiful and neat as well. When we've got all four of them out here, feeding times can be a little tricky because they try and pinch each other's. And Uber, I have to say, is the troublemaker. But another way that this turnout works really well is I can feed him that side of the fencing, him and Iceman, because they are the most dominant with food. And that way, Hannes and Nero can eat theirs in peace. So Hannes is still on a bew today, so he's got that in his feed, as has Nero. Uber doesn't have any supplements. Iceman has his ulcer supplement. So it's important that they each get their own feed and they don't share. And the girls are standing down there waiting expectantly for their breakfast, which is currently sat on the quad. I got a wet bum sitting on the quad because the seat is falling apart, but I don't mind because I know that by the middle of next month we're going to have a nice covered Polaris to bring the feeds down, keep dry and warm, and be able to bring our visitors down on a day like this where they won't have to get out and get all wet. It's not a very nice day today. So this was actually quite civilised today. And again, you have to know the pecking order. So Yolanda has to go first. So I put Yodels out, followed by Niki News, then Mabel, and then Zhao. The last two, which are Inna and Doutzen, know that they tend to have theirs slightly separate from the others, because Inna gets a bit more feed than everybody else. Because she's skinny Innie, she needs a little bit more. Doutzen has the special ulcer food, the same as Iceman, and gets the same supplement that he does. Yolanda doesn't get any supplements. Niki News gets some Nutriquin to help with those joints. Mabel gets an Equiox a day, just to help with those old bones and the arthritis. And Zhao gets a Butadate to help with that fractured extensor process. But they've all been quite polite today, which they weren't yesterday, when poor Lisa came down to feed just the three of them, and Niki News decided to plough through this fencing. But to be fair, the electric wasn't on, so she had no respect for it. But that's their hard standing from last year. Haven't had to put haylage out yet, which is why the ring feeders are still sat here. But I think this year I'm going to have to put it out a bit earlier than usual, because this field didn't grow as well as it usually does after the haylage was cut. I've only just realised that Zhao's lost her rug. I best go and find it. Are you trying to be a Nero? Is it because you were wearing his head collar yesterday? I thought there was something different. It just took me a moment to realise. Found it in a heap. So that's another thing for Lisa's laundry. That's going to have to be washed and reproofed again. Not quite sure how she got out of it. Have you had enough of being in this paddock now? Do you want out? She was having a good run round. Clearly she's had enough. Come on, out you come. Yes? Yeah, is that little bit sore on your feet? There you go. Although the rain doesn't generally make me happy, that makes me happy that they're all stood down there by the shelter. Okay, they're not in it, but they are by it. So I hadn't started giving them haylage yet, but I think because they're there, I'm going to go and put haylage in their hay bars for tonight, and then that might encourage them to go inside and actually stand in the dry. I was calling Hoytsy. Jubbers was answering me. There was no sign of him. Are you going deaf in your old age, eh? I know the feeling. Come and have a splash through the puddles. You can come into the barn again for the night. But hopefully Michael's going to be back on Monday to finish building yours and Jubba's house. Now, being a little bit OCD about keeping areas clean and tidy, which is always difficult on an old farm where there's not a lot of smooth surfaces, when taking haylage down to the boys in the turnout, The last thing I wanted was for haylage to be strewn all over this area or scattered all around here. Now I know it's going to happen, but I thought to minimise it, I got these 2 hay bags, and this is how we're going to be transporting haylage down here, so that we don't trail haylage all down the road, because of course once it gets windy it blows everywhere. So I thought this was the perfect solution. They're super curious, wondering what on earth it is that I've got here. But these are our 2 smaller hay bags that are going to be used for emptying haylage into the hay bars. And then we've got a bigger one. That's right, help yourself already and make a mess everywhere. Look, you see it's scattering everywhere already. And then the bigger hay bag that I've ordered will be used to fill the hay hutch that Auntie Jane brought along. Right, you've got to be patient and let me get this into your hay bars. No arguing, boys. Empty these straight into the hay bars. Bingo. 1. Ice. Uber, are you going to be brave and go in there now? Nero, of course, has already gone in. Hello, Hannes. He's in, tucking into this one. So I'm going to say goodbye, nice, clean, tidy shelters, because this is going to become a daily occurrence now throughout the winter, filling up these hay bars and then keeping these mats that we've got down on the floor as clean and tidy as we can. You're all being big scaredy cats. Are you going to come in? Come on. Be brave. Come on, Iceman. Come on. It's not scary. Come on, look, there's haylage here. Look. You going to come in and get some? Let's see if I can bribe Ice in with Thunderbrooks treat. If you come in, there's more. You have to stretch, stretch, go on, stretch. Oh, that's a good stretch. Go on, lift your foot over. You can be brave. You can't quite reach it. You can't quite reach it. Come on. Oh, Iceman. Oh, Iceman, you are funny. Go on, just lift your feet up. You can do it. Look, I'll put them on the floor. You're not going to get shut in here. I promise. Come on. Oh, well done. Oh, he's a clever boy. You see? He's your clever boy. Come on, there's more in here. Oh, well done, Iceman. Well, that's good. Here you go. Have some more treats for being very clever. Let's see how the others are doing. Uber, Hannes. You brave enough to step out? Did you not want to stay in there on your own? Eh? Uber, there is food. There is food. Otherwise, Iceman's going to take it all. You would take it all, wouldn't you? Come on, Uber. Come on. You have to be brave too. Ooba. Come on. Big stretch. Oh, this is great for your neck stretches, isn't it? You have to lift a leg up now and step in here. Go on, nearly, nearly, nearly. Go on. If you put a foot in, then I'll give you the treat. No? Do you want to go in with Nero? I think you're better off going in with Nero. Yeah? You come in with Nero and we should put Hannes in with Iceman. Look, your buddy's in here. Your little protege. You'll all find your way in here eventually. Come on. Well, it was a 50% success rate. Hannes and Uber haven't gone in, but Ice and Nero have both finally ventured into the shelter. Well, Nero was in there straight away on day one, but it's the first time Iceman's been in there. Look, you can stay dry in there, it's nice. Hoytsy had a night in, out of the rain. He's a little bit stiff this morning going back up, but Frey's taking him up there with little Jubbers, who's going to go just straight under the fence because the electric isn't on at the moment. And there's little Princecle in his Thelwell. And he's contemplating joining him again. She decided to join him up there yesterday and then started dancing around after several hours and getting very upset because she wanted to come out. And she's going to check out Bessie's barn now. We've got Ren here this morning. I'm going to take that poultice off her foot. She's resting it, but not because she was extra sore on it when she walked out. But we're going to keep her confined again. But we've got Chris here later, so hopefully he can have a little dig around. There's little Floppy Doo and Micah, who've both gone in to check out Hoytz's box to see if he left anything interesting in there last night. But I don't think he did. Look at those faces. What are you two up to today? Just wandering? Just going to go and see what's going on around the place. Have a bit of a rest, a little sleep. Have a little gossip about everybody else. Maybe a few mutual scratches. Oh, such a hard life. We've just done morning feeds and treat balls and haylage down here. Now they're getting a little bit extra because there's not a lot in the grass. I just gave Nero his dustbin lid. He was playing with it, but of course as soon as I start filming, he stops. Here, have your dustbin lid. The treat balls look more interesting this morning, but I'm sure you'll move on to that soon. There's Iceman, the other side of the barrier, just so that he gets all his supplement. Little Uber, they're probably going to enjoy today much more than yesterday because it absolutely poured down all day. There's Angel Eyes. But they're all super chilled out here this morning, which is lovely. We've got Mr. Milby back. Oh, that's charming, Micah. You trump as soon as I start talking about Chris. That's not very nice, is it? So he's got 3 to do today. Micah, Iceman and Doubtson. And Iceman and Doubtson will be then heading off to Mel's this afternoon. Iceman's having his shoes done there. And Jodie's having to stand with him because he's never really liked the smoke. He never seems to get used to it. It's like Groundhog Day every time he has it. So he just has this habit of pulling back whenever Chris is burning the shoe on. But he's very good when Jodie stood there. Meanwhile, Micah's still stood there, even though she's had her fronts done already. She's just keeping them company. And then we've got Hidda watching on as well. Ren there, waiting for Chris to have a look at that foot to see whether there's anything else left in that hole.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got quite a bit of grit in it. I can hear it. Yeah, I can hear all storms in it.
Oh, yeah. I like weirdo.
Need little tiny bits of chippings in it, yeah.
Is that why they compact together and they just...
Yeah, it's just making it so it needs poulticing on there. Get them out of there. Yeah, it's gone right the way up. The leg hasn't filled or nothing. Yeah, I think I'll pop a poultice on there myself. On that part, rather than and get all that black bits out of there.
Yeah.
Who's this one?
Ren. Anti-Ren.
Yeah, I think we might have to put some shoes back on.
Always a lovely sight from the driveway to see all the girls coming across the field. Freya won't thank me for that because I'd already fed them, so they'd disappeared off down the end of the field. And there's poor Frey down there trying to get down, but fortunately they're all walking towards her. So we've arrived at Mel's. Iceman's in there with Jodie. Dale's having a snooze. Been doing a bit of a massage up on this part of her neck that we know is the tighter part. So putting my hand on, putting a little bit of pressure until she lets go. You can see her eyes blinking there. And she slowly lets go of the tension in that muscle. But she finds it very difficult to bend through that part of her neck. There's a few other exercises I'll do with her before I take her in for her session. But also with us today, having their first little trip out in the horse box, are Jodie's babies with Daddy Jim. Hey, gorgeous boy. And they're so good. Little Moss and little Ted just sitting quietly in the back of the lorry, having a snooze. They're going to miss their mum when she's away, because she's away for a week now. And we'll all miss her as well. Iceman learning a little bit of leg yield on the ground today. Wendy's sent us across more hugs, but she's made Freya an extra special one. Yeah. Freya and Uber. Oh. You see, everyone's going to want one of these now with their own name and the horse's name on. Let's have a close-up again.
Wow.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Yeah, then we have some more Hoyts and ice ones over there.
Oh, Hoytsy ones.
Yeah, they're cool.
They're getting more and more elaborate each time. They're just beautiful. And ice.
They're cute.
And then Uber ones. Gorgeous. Our first proper meal in the house.
Yay!
And Bailey's done us proud. Salmon again.
Yes, 'cause I'm still trying to figure out another recipe to try.
Okay, well, this is good for me, and I think it's probably good for everybody else.
Very nice.
Have we got a thumbs up?
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Definitely.
Bailey's not even halfway through decorating.
A bit over halfway, maybe.
Is it?
Maybe.
It looks so cool.
Thanks.
And this is just over your bed.
Yeah. Gonna be lovely to wake up to in the morning.
Oh, it's
amazing.
brilliant.
Absolutely amazing.
In the morning with a smile on my face, feeling thankful for the love and the happiness we chase. Sun is shining brightly, sky so blue and clear. With every breath I take, I'm grateful you are near. So grateful, yeah. Thank you for the laughter, thank you for the tears.